right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Monday, the 12th of October. Let's go and see what's going on today. All right. Important people of Texas history. We're going to take a look at Stephen F. Austin in our highlight. Stephen F. Austin was the founder of Anglo-American Texas. He became the first impresario of Texas after his father passed away. An impresario is a land grant agent and was told his job was to bring people into Texas and settle there. Austin's hard work, dedication, and diplomacy enabled the Texas colonies to grow from lonely frontier outposts to an independent republican. Just 15 years. Independent republic in just 15 years. He is known today as the father of Texas. Okay, what is a revolution? A revolution is when the people are uprising against their government, when citizens are uprising against their government. Why do revolutions happen? Well, many reasons. Sometimes the citizens are oppressed, their rights can be taken away, the government could be corrupt. What is one revolution that you have heard of? Well, there's definitely a lot of different revolutions. We have the American Revolution, of course, the French Revolution, but today we're going to specifically be talking about the Mexican Revolution. If you have any questions, as always, please send them to me in an email, send me a message on Schoology, or send me a Google Hangout. Today's assignment: causes of the Mexican independence. Causes of Mexican independence. All right, these are all the items that led up to Mexican independence. The causes of Mexican independence: September 16, 1810. 1810. It was based on the Encomida system. Spanish and colonists were not treated the same. It was just like a pyramid. Up in the top, you have the Peninsulares, which were the Spanish-born people. They were given all of the entitlements. They were granted political offices. They were just given it. They didn't have to be voted in. They were given the best land, the best homes, and they were the only ones that were allowed to vote. Okay, below them were the Creoles or the Criollos. They were born in New Spain. Okay, they were born in New Spain, but their parents came from Spain. Okay, they had Spanish parents. They inherited land, and they were still considered to be upper class. The mestizos, they were born of Spanish and Native American Indian parents, so they were of mixed race. They were half Spanish, and then mulattoes were half Spanish and half African. There were no inheritance to the mestizos, and the mulattoes were the lowest of the middle class. So the mestizos were actually above the mulattoes. And then you had the labor and enslaved group. They were brought from Africa or the Caribbean. They were the slaves. They were treated poorly. There was wide economic and social division between the rich and the poor. The upper class stayed upper class, the lower class stayed lower class. There was really no way for the lower class to rise in the ranks. They weren't going to become a CEO, if you will. They will never become a president. Political corruption. Government took away their money and gave the best jobs to the Spanish citizens. And colonists were influenced from the American Revolution in 1776. They knew of the American uprising, and they wanted to have some of that action as well. Okay. On this slide, summarize the causes of the Mexican independence in one sentence. The main theme of the cause of Mexican independence was, and based on the slide before, try to put all of this into just one sentence. What do you think? Which one was the most important and most influential on the uprising of the people of New Spain? Watch the video on this slide, overview of Mexican independence for Spain. Go ahead and watch this video. Who led the revolt in Mexico's independence against Spain? You should know that one there already. You did talk about that. You did watch it in the Ed puzzle, but go and watch this anyway. Find out who was it, and what happened to the war after Father Hidalgo's arrest. What happened to the war? All right, then we get into influential people. Father Miguel Hidalgo y Costilla, All right. This painting is a famous painting called the Grito de Dolores. Grito de Dolores. It's the cry of Dolores. Dolores was the town where everything happened. It was the start of the revolution. Dolores in Spanish, means pain as well. So it's very fitting that it was the cry of pain. The people were in pain. They wanted to be free. His cry, his grito, or call for rebellion against Spanish authorities, marked the beginning of the Mexican War for Independence. Fought against the social hierarchy or caste system in Mexico, and shortly after the war began, he was captured and executed for treason. Okay, yes, he was. He was killed. Another person was Jose Bernardo Gutierrez de Lara. Following the death of Father Hidalgo, Gutierrez de Lara continued the fight. He took up arms. He helped. He was a leader of the Mexican Republic Army of the North and opposed Spanish rule. He was the first governor of Mexican Texas. He was the first governor. All right, here, Texas involvement for independence. Watch this video, guys. Go and watch this video. We have the Gutierrez McGee expedition. These are specific events. We have two major events that happened because of it. Okay, Jose Gutierrez de Lara traveled to the U.S. to gain support. U.S. Army Lieutenant McGee resigned and joined Gutierrez, leading the expedition into Texas. Okay, so McGee was actually part of the United States Army, and he resigned to help Gutierrez fight against the Spanish oppressors. Gutierrez and McGee crossed the Sabine River and captured Nacogdoches from Spanish Governor Salcedo. Gutierrez approves the brutal execution of Salcedo and other Spanish officials outside Bejar on Salado Creek. Okay, so they capture the governor. They capture the governor Salcedo, and they execute him. He's executed just like Father Miguel Hidalgo was. So they can send a message saying that we are taking no prisoners. We are here and we are going to fight. This is a war. The Battle of Medina. Okay, again, watch the video. There's a video here about the Battle of Medina. This is a famous battle fought along the Medina River south of San Antonio on August 18, 1813. Between the Republican forces of the Gutierrez-McGee expedition and the Spanish Royalist Army. The Republican Army lost. The battle encouraged others to join the cause. And so the Spanish, the Gutierrez-McGee, they lost their battle in this war, but because doing so, they realized how terrible Spanish rule was, and so they picked up more people to join the cause. On this slide, you're going to drag and drop the correct individual. Take the picture next to who that person was and what they did. The description is here for you. It's already in place. Tell me, who was it? Who was the first governor of Texas when it became part of Mexico, and who sparked the beginning of Mexican independence from Spain? And then put their picture right here on this slide, on that side rather. Lastly, explain Texas's involvement in the fight for independence against Spain. So based on the videos that you've seen, based on the events, what is one example of how Texas people were involved? How is Texas soil involved in the fight for independence against Spain? Ladies and gentlemen, that's all we have for today. Remember, this is our last week of the grading cycle. Make sure you are turning in your assignments. I need everything into me no later than Wednesday. No later than Wednesday, guys. So make sure you're turning your stuff in. And other than that, guys, have a great day. I will see you next time.